What's up, everybody? My name is Justin, and welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Tears. Some bottles are just so good that you need more than one. Welcome, everybody. Today, I'm going to be breaking down 5 bottles that I have backups for. I don't have backups for a lot because generally, if I'm buying something, I want something new that I haven't had before, but some things are just so good that I got to have backups to. And there's going to be kind of 2 categories to these bottles today. Some are just really good everyday sippers, and some were ones that were so good that I just had to get another one if I could. So we're going to go over the 5 today in today's video. If you guys didn't catch it, we did draw the winner of the Maker's Mark Cask Strength Dunker. They have not claimed it yet, so if you're that lucky winner, Devin, then maybe go check that out and see how to claim your prize. So thank you to everybody on the entries. Thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into the 5 backup bottles. Okay, so the first backup bottle today is one that is more of an everyday sipper, but it's just so good, and it's hard not to have more than one. And I got 2 of them here kind of hiding. It's the Old Forester 1920, coming in around $60 depending on where you are, and at 115 proof. This thing is just, it's amazing. It's if you drink bourbon, you already know. The first 2 on this list, pretty much everybody has done, and maybe their top 5 values or top 5 ones that you need, or if you're starting a bourbon collection, something along those lines. But the Old Forester 1920 is just immaculate. Yeah, it's oaky, it's caramely, got a little bit of musty on there. It's just really, really good. It's hard to beat it for the price. So you can see I've almost drank the first one, so by the time this one is emptied, I'll be going to need to get myself a backup for the second one. So the very first bottle on the list of backup bourbon bottles today is the Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. Okay, second bottle that I have a backup for is kind of along the same lines as the Old Forester 1920. It's a very accessible, easy to get bottle, but for the value and for how good it is and for how much drink it on kind of a regular basis, it's hard to beat the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof. I mean, coming in at, 116.8 proof, they are just really, really tough to beat on both flavor, value, all of the above. I mean, once again, these first 2 are kind of ones that everybody has done in some kind of list, bourbon-wise, but it's just, that's because they're so good. You can't argue with something that is as good as the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. And, you know, even the bottle, it kind of looks, I think it's just the coloring and just the simple label makes it looks nice. So if you just had this, you know, sitting out on a side table with a couple glasses or something like that, it also looks nice. And it's just a bottle that I will always have a backup for. This one's about halfway through or so. So once again, by the time that one is gone, I'll be needing to be getting a backup for the other one. All right, so the last 3 are going to be, well, this one's kind of like a mid-range one. This one's going to be mid-range, and then the last 2 are going to be kind of probably off the rails from anything else that you've seen on other videos out there. But number 3 is one that is just an absolute crusher. I think it's probably the one that I drink most regularly right now, and it's going to be the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. I mean, first of all, these glasses are amazing. Secondly, you're getting 100 and high 20s to 100 and low 30s, depending on which single barrel you get. The one that I have open currently, getting towards the end of, is 130.4 proof, and the one that I just bought actually not too long ago, because I've been looking around for the higher 130s. I found one that was 131.2, so that's the highest that I have found so far. I do know they go above that, but pretty much anytime I see something that's a higher proof for these than one that I have currently, I'm going to go ahead and buy it, especially since this one's getting down towards the end here. But these things are just, it's hard to describe because they're such a departure from the regular, you know, Jack Daniel's Old Number 7, or something like just the Gentleman Jack, which I have, and I quite honestly have had this forever and haven't even opened it. I'll do it on the channel someday, but haven't quite gotten it to it yet. But it is such a far departure in terms of flavor and nosing and profile and everything that you get out of one of these single barrel proof Jack Daniels. They're absolutely amazing. I think it's maybe quite possibly the best value in whiskey. I know We just went over two that were really good value, but for me, these are a little bit higher price generally than the first two. But for me, I don't think there's a really, I can't think of something that's a better value out there, especially if you get these where they're supposed to be priced around that $65, $70-ish range. At least that's what they go for around me. Sometimes I see them higher, but that's generally where I think they should be. And if you can get one there in that range, these are absolutely killer bottles. They look great, they smell great, they taste great. It's number 3 on the ones that I have backup bottles for. All right, the last two is where I'm gonna go in a little bit of a different direction. We're no longer in that value everyday type sipper backup bottle situation. We are in these were some of the best whiskeys I have ever had, and if I can get 2 bottles of them, I'm gonna do it type situation. And this first one was actually my bourbon of the year from 2 years ago, from 2022. It is the Barrel Bourbon batch number, not probably the one you're thinking. Everybody loved 35 last year, but this is a year before that. This is batch number 32, and I absolutely love this bottle. It won the blind for me for whiskey of the year in 2022. It tastes like a buttery, sugary cinnamon cookie, kind of basically, and it's really viscous, and it's just got great mouthfeel, great nose, great flavor. I absolutely loved it, so I had to go ahead, once it won my bourbon of the year that year, I had to go ahead and buy a second bottle. These are going to come in around $90. You can still get this batch pretty regularly. The batch 35 recently, I know, has gotten a lot of love. I think I have 30 through 34 right now. I haven't had the 35 myself, but the batch 32 was the only one out of the batches that I have had that I absolutely had to have a backup bottle for because it was just so dang good. Okay, and for my final bottle that I have a backup for, it's kind of along the same lines as that last bottle where it won Whiskey of the Year for me, except for this one was in 2023. And thankfully, somehow, I was able to get 2 of them. One I traded for, the first bottle I got. The second one I actually found for MSRP in a small shop in Bethany Beach. And that is the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And this one in particular is the C923. Everybody knows the ECBP C923. I do have 2 bottles of them now. It is just one of the best bourbons I have ever had. Tons of mouthfeel, viscosity, amazing nose, amazing deep depth of flavor, mustiness, oak. There's deep brown sugars and caramelization characters. It's hard to beat a bottle like this. I do have actually, you could almost consider that I have multiple backup bottles of this because I've got a few different, somewhere around here, other batches of the ECBPs. Which one's this? This one's the A123. I actually might have just killed the other one recently. I did. I just killed the other one. So I had 4 recently, but now down to 3. But the ECBP C923 is the last one that I have a backup bottle for. That is the exact same bottle. And it's simply because it's that good. It was so good that when I had the opportunity to get a backup bottle, even though I could have gotten something different because I still had plenty left in this one, it's just one that I want to hold on and keep and have for, you know, maybe a few years down the line when you can't get them anymore and this one has dwindled down. I will still have one backup and ready to go as one of the best bourbons that, quite frankly, I've ever had. So yeah, ECBP C923, 13 years, 7 months old, 133 proof. Probably the best release of the ECBPs I've ever had. And I got a backup bottle for it. So that's my 5 whiskeys that I have backup bottles for in my collection. What do you guys think? I know it started out kind of probably where a lot of other YouTube videos start with the Wild Turkey Rare Breed and the 1920. Then maybe kind of took a left turn and went a little bit different from there. So what is your guys' backup bottle? Let me know down in the comments below. What's that one bottle that you always make sure you got at least 2 for, just in case of an emergency? Appreciate you guys watching. Do me one big favor. Hit like and subscribe. It's absolutely free for you. It means a lot for me. I'll see you for your next drink.